Hey guys, welcome to this webisode. And I'm going flying today. We're talking about the DJI Spark and I take it out for a spin. Yeah, you've seen some videos out there, people talking about flying it. So I'm flying it from a real amateur stand of view. I'm not a professional, so I'll share with you my views on whether you should invest in a DJI Spark and what kind of image quality can you get from the camera on the DJI Spark, and is it easy to fly, right? Those are the most important things. Next, I put it up also against the Phantom 3. Now those of you might be thinking, hey, the Phantom 3 is obsolete, it's been replaced by the Phantom 4. Yes, but you can still find the Phantom 3 online and on sale. And the prices have come down such a bit, it's really affordable. Now if this is your first drone ever, then it's all the more important to find something that you could really take out for a spin and be really safe about it, right? So I have comparisons between the Phantom 3 and the DJI Spark, both in terms of flight time, sizes, and the image quality as well. Also, I've flown it in some serious wind conditions, and this is what I thought. So stay tuned, watch the video, and then let me know what you think below. All right, cheers. Okay, so this is the packaging that the DJI Spark comes in. It's a small little styrofoam box which houses it. It's really tiny. When you open it up, you can see the aircraft inside, and you can see actually an extra slot where you can store the extra battery. This is just the bare unit, but if you buy the other kit, you get everything. Opening up the copter, you can see that the blades kind of fold out, and it's that small aircraft that you see here, and it is very sturdy. When I picked it up, it didn't weigh like one of those China-made toys. Ironic, because this is made in China, right? But it didn't feel like that. So it inspired confidence because it felt really strong and sturdy. Okay, so this is the front of the camera. Try not to jostle it about. It's a HD camera mounted on a 2-axis gimbal, so that kind of keeps the camera stable as you're flying the aircraft. Now, charging it is very straightforward, and here we have the aircraft being charged by a USB cable, and it fits nicely in the palm of my hand. Obviously, it's been touted for the ability to fly using hand gestures, right? So one of the good parts about this is so you don't have to bring an extra charger. Slotting out the battery, you will find that there is a little sticker underneath. All the Wi-Fi ID and password that connects you to the drone or to the aircraft is all listed there. I'd recommend take a photo of it with your phone so that you don't have to keep pulling it out and looking for it. All right, so my iPhone 6s Plus actually looks bigger than the fuselage of the aircraft, and all the little blades and motors of the 4 rotors are actually just beyond my 6s Plus. I flew it, and this is an image of the copter in the air. So I did take a couple of pictures of it. It was kind of difficult to try and juggle holding a phone, controlling the aircraft, and then taking it with another phone. I want to say that without the controller, now this is how you fly it. All you do is you click a button and it'll automatically take off and stay at about a 1.2 meter height, and then you use the controllers to kind of lift the aircraft all the way up to the ceiling of this to, I think it's about 10 to 20 meters or so. Here it is, and I tried the function of the drone following me. So there was an object tracking feature. Now the part that I didn't quite get was it's supposed to follow me, but the camera is following me. Drone stayed where it was. So the Spark didn't actually fly and follow me. So as you can tell, the drone is still staying still. So as I walk towards the Spark, the camera basically just rotated, right, and it never backed up. So at one point, as I got almost under it, it lost sight of me. Flying it is really easy. As you can see here, the aircraft is pretty smooth, and the image captured with the 2-axis gimbal does actually make all the images look very cool. But the fact is, I was flying it using a device, not the controller. So the distributor didn't send me the controller, and it kind of bummed me out because there was a very limited range as to where I could go with the aircraft, and I had to keep it in sight. All right, so that was one of the things that I thought was really bad. And if you want to buy this drone, please, 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 you must buy it with the controller. Buying it without the controller, you have limited range and you have to fly it within sight. So if you lose sight of your aircraft and it disappears somewhere, you might not be able to recover it. Right? So that's one of those things that I thought, you must know. So bear in mind, if you want to pick up a DJI Spark, you're gonna have to buy one with the controller. The software controller can be altered when you have the phone and the app, so you can literally run it with the mode 2 or swap it around. But I prefer mode 2, which is the most common of the flight modes. And here's the Phantom 3 that I spoke about. Now, why am I talking about the Phantom 3? Because you can actually find it for a really cheap price now, brand new, and it's HD. And these are some of the images these are some of the video that I managed to capture with the Phantom 3. Now, with the Phantom 3, you get the controller as well. So that's one of the good parts about it. So you manage to get the controller and you can then use the controller to fly the drone. Now, as you can tell from this, it's a lot higher up compared to the Spark at this point. And because I didn't get the controller with the Spark, I've only been able to fly it at a limited height. The reason why the image is tilted is because there was a crosswind coming and the aircraft or the Phantom 3 was actually flying with the wind coming at the side, so the image is kind of tilted at this point. And I did, one of the cool parts about it was I never knew what my neighborhood looked like from the air, so I basically flew the aircraft almost over the entire neighborhood. And the beautiful part is I was able to watch all of it on the device that was hooked onto the top of the controller. And this is what it looked like. I think I'm easily, 100 meters in the air or so. And I flew well out of sight. So I was basically just flying by watching the video on my screen. The controllers was really easy to move and was really smooth. And this is just the HD version. Mind you, if you manage to find the advanced or the pro version, you're actually going to get 4K video. But this HD video is already very sharp looking. And as you can tell, I flew all over the neighborhood, and that's easily 5 to 6 rows of houses between me and the aircraft, and it was flying over houses that were up the hill actually. So I was pleasantly surprised. And if a drone, for a first-time drone, and this is the amount of money you want to spend, I think the Phantom 3 now costs roughly about $1,000 or so. Even though this was a video, I must say this was a video about the DJI Spark. I love the size. It's really, really small. So if I wanted to go on a trip or on a holiday and I wanted to bring the drone with me so that I could have some videos taken and also take some beautiful selfies of myself, maybe from the beach, and have the aircraft coming back towards the beach or somewhere else, it'll be a lot easier to go around with the DJI Spark, as long as you buy the controller. Of course, it's going to cost a lot more, but with the Phantom 3, like the video shots that you're seeing now, you're going to need a whole backpack just to carry around the Phantom 3. It's huge. Pros and cons. All right, the Phantom 3 will fly for about 20 to 25 minutes, but the Spark will do about half that. It was about 10 to 15 minutes before it was yelling, red alert, better bring me back down. Right, so both of these aircraft have GPS in it, and there's a little button that in case you get lost, you can actually just tap the little button on screen and it will return to home. So it kind of registers where the GPS start location is, and if you ever get lost, you just have to tap it and then it'll come back. All right. That was great. I mean, I've never seen how the houses and how my neighborhood looks from the air. That was a good experience. I was able to fly around the neighborhood with the Phantom 3. I wasn't able to do that with the DJI Spark because when the unit was provided to me, it didn't come with a controller. So flying it with a mobile device, example, the one that's recording this video right now, can be a bit tricky because you don't want to fly it out of sight because you just invested a couple thousand ringgit on it, and if it loses signal and it crashes somewhere or crashes in a place where you don't know or you can't see, then you lose that aircraft. Also, if you're flying near residential areas, chances are there are a lot of Wi-Fi signals around, and that kind of will hamper flying the device with a mobile phone or a tablet even. So my advice, if you want to buy the Spark, and it's nice and small in comparison to that huge backpack you'll need to carry around the Phantom 3, then you need to get one with the controller. You need to get the controller, and that's absolutely vital. However, if it's your first time drone and you can find a Phantom 3 around, that has almost double the flight time in comparison to the Phantom 3. That has double the flight time in comparison to DJI Spark. So you can fly longer. It also, to me, because I didn't get a chance to fly it with the controller, it does fly higher and further as well. So you could actually, in theory, fly it around the neighborhood, see what the neighborhood looks like, and get a bird's eye view. It does great videos. I must admit, the video qualities that you see, they are unedited, they've been raw, there's been no touch-up done. It's beautiful there. But do bear in mind, it doesn't record any sound, okay? Because even if it did, all you'll be hearing will be the whirling of the motors and the blades. Right, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any comments or questions for us, you can pop it down below. I'll be happy to answer them for you. On to the next video. See you then. Cheers.